Hello, this very short video is not to show you how to paint a subject, but to try to describe the thinking which underlies producing any narrative painting. That's one which tells a story. This particular painting is based on a selected part of a snapshot I took at the end of a race meeting at Fakenham. I'll just show you the palette I use and the 8 colours I've set out. As you will see, I'll start off by using a household sponge to get some colour on quickly, but later you'll see that I start to use a brush to make more considered marks. The story I'm trying to tell in this narrative painting is my feeling of being at the racetrack, and I also want to suggest the relationship between the main figures. The backdrop to this story is the darkening winter sky, which I've chosen to paint much more brightly. The foreground is the grass of the unsaddling area, so these two areas of the painting have to be put in first. The characters I want to tell you about fill the central strip across the scene. It would be very tempting to start by drawing these in very carefully. I might do that for a studio painting. But for now I want to indicate their general grouping using strong colours to give the picture energy and a sense of movement. As you will see, I'm not aiming to copy my reference photograph, but to reduce it to sets of marks in contrasting colours, which gradually start to suggest the individual figures and their placings in relation to each other. As you watch, you will even see the shape of the horse beginning to be suggested. You'll have to keep an eye out for that. Although you could call this scene abstracted, as it develops there will come a point at which you will imagine you can recognize at least some of the figures. Loose painted sketches like this, or perhaps similar free line drawings, were used by the old masters so that they could explore how to suggest rather than describe the elements of even a highly finished painting. You will see that I begin to use outlined light colours to depict shapes more precisely, and I use orange oval shapes to suggest heads. Here we can see the use of light outlines on the figures to define them, and some elaboration of the background to make it more interesting. And so I come to the end of this demonstration sketch, and I'll move on to show you the finished studio painting which I made from the same subject. The technique is different and the detail is greater, but the ideas behind the process are the same as I used in the sketch. I hope that this very short demonstration has given you some insight as to how at least some painters work. Thank you for watching it, and please don't hesitate to ask any questions.